pitch side. England have won this one 22 points to 6. There's a little bit of an arm wrestle at the start, but England ran away with it in the end.
Champions, the London Monarchs.
Winners of 2018.
Well done, boys. Let's give it up. Go on, lads.
Welcome to the Manchester International Stadium for this City in the Community versus Malaga FC International Exhibition game at the Etihad Campus, Manchester. We are welcoming Malaga FC Academy all the way from Spain to take on the community side of Manchester City. It's the City in the Community, their outreach programme. And we have got a fascinating game in front of us coming up. So let's have a quick look at a couple of the teams and the players that are going to be shining in front of us this afternoon on this rather, they all say it rains in Manchester. It certainly does today. So City in the Community line up as follows. In goal, Lewis Bromwell. Right back will be Drew Bower. 3 will be Mohammed Ahmad. 4, captain of the team today, Declan Wallace. 5, Owen Adams. 6, Connor Greenhow. 7, Larry Isibor. 8, Travis. 9, Joe Maguire. 10, Luke Burtonshaw. 11, Liam Nicklin. The subs bench today, which we are assured will be fully used, which is great stuff. Let's see everybody getting on. At 12, we've got Paul Shalobi. 14, Kyle McKinnon. 15, Leighton White. 16, Joel Green. 17, Dylan Frayne. Goalkeeper on the bench is Camille Passadri. 12, another 12, Cameron Walker. Another 14, AJ Mystery. 16, another 16, Ben Field. And the double 17, Tion Edwards. And the coach is Stephen Atkinson. And our travelling FC Malaga City team. In goal, Neil De Jesus. 19, Calvin Ransbury. 3, Matteo Aveling. 5, Mal Nichols. 14, Christian Madsen. 4, Angel Areola. 16, Cameron Williams. 17, Jared Sullivan. 6, Flavio Cherney. 10, Muhammad Harati. 7, Alexis Perino. And the bench today for Malaga FC, 20, Alan James. 12, Will Cruikshank. 22, Scott Martin. 1, Matteo Pizza. 18, Alex Moody. 21, Brandon Brooks. 9, Chris Ray, not the Chris Ray. 13, Declan McComb. 2, Dom Good. 15, Nicholas Morales. And 11, Patrick Elniki. And the coach is Juan Carlos Anon. So let's give you a bit of background here. So City, obviously we all know Man City. They have a community programme called City in the Community. And this is a chance for all the lads in the local area, different colleges, to get together. And in fact, we're going to talk about City in the Community with one of their coaches who's going to be joining us shortly. But it's an outreach programme whereby players in the community that hasn't made the other squads and academies get the opportunity to play under the City in the Community banner. And FC Malaga is a academy based in Malaga, southern Spain, and they play La Liga academy teams on a regular basis. Just telling me that Getafe they beat at the weekend, lost to Atletico. So they play La Liga academy teams, hold their own. They're over here on a week tour to basically experience for the lads. So we're just roughly 1 minute overdue for kickoff. So obviously the Manchester rain is holding these players up, but we're just getting ready now to enter the fray. As you can just see the Manchester in the skyline in the background there. It's very foggy, very overcrowded, overcast, and but we're hoping for a good game today. The two teams just being led out there by the referees, who are well wrapped up. Man City in the community in their traditional blue, and Malaga in their home strip of white with black shorts. Players' traditional handshake before the game to make sure the game is carried out in all the right sporting atmosphere. Talking about City in the community, I welcome Andy Proctor to as my co-coms at the moment. Andy, tell me about City in the community.
City in the community, we run several different projects across the whole of the community, including Premier League kicks and other various programmes. This programme that you're looking at today is our BTEC programme. It's an educational programme for 16 to 19-year-olds. We're based at 4 college sites currently, Connell College, Aston College, Cheadle College and Oldham College. The team that we have out today is a mixture of all players from all sites to give them a good experience of playing Malaga FC. Looking educational-wise, we try and push the players down an educational path of sports so they can go to employment in sports. Some might go on to university, onto different avenues, but we're looking at sports science and sports coaching, PE teaching.
Excellent. That's the BTEC course comes in, and just make it clear then, City the community. That's not the academy as Man City. That's a different. This is a community program that goes out there, and you have different teams representing City in the community. Is that how that works?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, these lads are City in the community. They're not part of the academy. We don't have any academy players that currently play for us.
But the NYFL, which obviously you play in, I know we follow that. We've done a couple of the finals there, and you do get a couple of some players have made that transition from community NYFL up to the pro ranks, etc.
No, not at the minute. This is our first year in the National Youth Football League.
For yourself, yeah, but other players across the country have made
Oh yes,
that
of course
jump.
they have. Yes, of course they have. Yeah. Our team based at Connell College. That's the only one currently in the National Youth Football League. There's 4 or 5 players today that have played in that league that are actually playing today.
Well, it's we should be in for a good game today then, that's the main thing. So Malaga in the white and black to the right, Man City in the blue and white to the left, for those of you watching in black and white. So Man City will be getting us off, and I don't have to worry about Man City names because you're going to know them all, aren't you, mate?
Near enough. I'm not too bad with them.
I'll struggle with the pronunciations on the Man City, and Man City in the community kick us off. And in the traditional fold as it is now, everybody likes to play straight from the back. There's no long balls down the middle for the Latchfords, the big centre forwards. We have roaming there. Man City making inroads. Nickel in there, but ushered out by Matteo Aveling there. So first foray into the Malaga half. But Malaga, and like traditionally, they're going to start playing out from the back. Christian Medson, the captain. Nearly didn't quite happen there with the keeper, Neil de Hoos. But all keepers these days have to be on-field players as well. So, just see here, just pressured the ball. And that's good keeping from Neil de Jesus. So Man City with the first corner of the game. An encouraging start. Near post.
Played it short.
Over. Unlucky.
That's over.
I didn't get that play. That's your man.
That's one of mine.
That was your job.
Luke Burtonshaw.
Luke Burtonshaw there got
Yeah.
the end of that really well. Just couldn't keep it down enough. Nice little move. Just see it here again. See one off the training ground. Just came to the front post. Tried the volley and it was well clear. So the first lot of pressure.
It'll be interesting
from
to
City.
see if Matt has set the team up to press from the front today. They have been working on that quite a lot recently.
Well, the first little bit of it works because they're now the Hoos is going long. Burtonshaw again. He didn't get anything on it, but he got enough to push it forward.
Yeah, to Joe Maguire.
Joe Maguire trying to make the space.
That was unlucky by Larry.
Larry Isabel there. Nice back up there, just obviously that slippery surface, just couldn't get around the back of it. See it again there. Burtonshaw plays it off. Isabel coming through, but yeah, you can see it well covered by Malaga. City on the edge, Burtonshaw again.
Shot away. Oof.
Oh, De Hoos had it covered, but good start from City. They're getting good pressure on the Malaga back. We just see that again. Ball comes as Isabor. Gets it off, it lays off Burtonshaw. Right foot. Just wide. But it got a deflection on the way because we've got a corner. We've got another Man City corner and it's Burtonshaw going over to take it. It's well cleared there.
Well cleared.
Ariola getting the ball away and Malaga are going to try and break. City break it up. Owen Adams doing there, but
big counter-attack.
They got the numbers. Oh, lucky, but they can follow up. That's excellent work there.
Drew that.
Drew Berger there, stopping both the attack. That was dangerous for City if it came through. They build again from the back. Captain Declan Wallace. Mohamed Ahmad. Looking for something in midfield. Nice turn there. That was good work there by Travis. Is Travis his full name, or was it we've just given one name?
Yeah, it's literally his first name as we know it. Travis, I believe, is from the Cheadle College.
All right.
So being based at different sites, it's hard work to try and remember everyone.
All right, fair enough. I'm sure Travis works. I mean, it worked for a good pop group, so I'm sure it'll work for him. And lucky there, City was trying to get Isabor over the back there, but ref pulls up for a. Just see this in the middle here. There you go, a bit of obstruction, and then taking him out from behind. So this is the first foray for Malaga. I was going to say into the City half, but they played it square. So working through midfield, nice turn. Ball played there. Excellent work there. That was Alexis Perino there. Great stuff. City clearing the lines again. Good controlled stuff here from both City and Malaga. They're just playing to feet, keeping it on the deck. As you'd expect from academy players that get the opportunity to train together. How often do you get the chance to train?
Together as a team, as a full unit, normally once a week on a Friday. As the colleges train separately, they train 4 times a week, either in the morning or in the afternoon, with match days played on Wednesday.
So it's all based around their college work, and like you say, it's the BTEC courses that they're pushing, and it gives them an opportunity to experience sport and try and work in that field. Yeah,
we use the football side, a bit of a carrot really, because they've got to do the work. If the work's not up to scratch, they don't get to train. So it gives them a good incentive to stay in college, gain a good education, and then hopefully progress on into working in the community or within the sports sector. Excellent. Good stuff. Malaga now eventually getting a bit of pressure. That's the ball over the back. Oh, well done, Mo.
It was nearly there. That was Perino again, putting it over. Great work there by Declan Wallace, the captain again, clearing it up at the back. Oh no, it wasn't quite working there. Jared Sullivan. He was teed up nicely, just couldn't get it off. See here again, laid off, edge of the box. There's Jared. A few deflections on the way. City are clear again. Not frightened to go backwards. City are pressurising. That short ball out wasn't there, but he's gone long and found him well. Breaking down the wing again. Got numbers. Pressure by City. You're pressuring the ball well. They're not getting any time to settle on it.
Yeah, they'll try and win the ball back as quickly as they can. Normally when they do win the ball, they'll try and build possession to get the shape right. Ferris being strong.
Oh, nice long range effort there.
Good effort at goal.
That was again Jared Sullivan there, but Lewis Bromwell was well behind it.
Ideal conditions today.
Typical Manchester weather.
I've been to this arena a few times, and it's either terrible wind or pouring down with rain. So the last time I was here, it was chucking it down, but twice as bad as this. So these guys are playing in luxury conditions at the moment.
Yeah, we get used to playing in stuff like this. It's been quite bad now for the last 5 to 6 weeks. It's been like this most days. Well, one City trying to build up from the back again.
Talking about the players in this game then, what's the sort of general age range between the guys in the City side?
Yeah, so I think our oldest player currently will be 18 on the team. Youngest still be 16.
Some guys out there, they're looking like fully grown men.
Oh, I know,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, there's some big lads. Yeah, but we do range from 16 to 19. 19 would be our absolute oldest, but today our oldest will be 18.
Ball coming down the outside. Malaga can't quite get on the end of it.
Oh, it's a short one.
Tap back in from City. Can Malaga finish this off? First goal of the game. Yes, they can. Lovely strike into the bottom right-hand corner from their number 6. Well, inside the first 10 minutes, it's Malaga that come away with the opening goal of the game.
Yeah, it's been an interesting first 10 minutes, but it just goes to show the lads know and understand one mistake can cost you a goal, as we've just seen. Short ball, a little bit of a scuff. Bramwell comes to clear. It's an easy tapping.
Well, it's nice play from Malaga trying to come out the back. This long ball, try to cut through the City defence. First it looked as if they'd cleaned it up, but a bit of miscommunication at the back really in the end.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one. Bit hesitant.
Sometimes easier to miss those goals as well than score them.
It is, yeah. I've missed several in my time as a footballer.
Pitch as well, considering the amount of rain that's been pouring down today, this doesn't look in too bad condition. They'd want it a bit drier because this a bit like a bowling green on a dry day, but on an afternoon like this, it's a bit boggy.
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, the groundsman team have done a fantastic job maintaining the pitch for us from the start of the season. We do tend to use this pitch a lot, not just on match days, but for also training purposes. They do a fantastic job. Yes, not yesterday, it was Wednesday, just before the game. They're out cutting the grass. everything was perfect, everything's looked after for us, and it's nice to have that little bit of help and support.
Malaga trying to come through the middle. Ball straight through to the City keeper. That one high and long. There's obviously centre back there for Malaga taking a header. There's obviously been a lot in the press in the last week or so about concussion, dementia in footballers. You got any thoughts on that? These young boys heading the ball, because I read somewhere they were looking at banning headers for young players as well.
Yeah, I heard the same. I had a trip over to Washington DC this year, and they have a rule if you're under 8 or 9, you're not allowed to head the ball at all. So if they did head the ball, it goes down as a free kick, and I think that's why they're trying to bring it in now. Some of these balls in today's game are quite hard. The lads like to use a hard football to get them used to playing at a good standard, and I'll be honest, I've headed some of the balls in training and my brain has rattled because of that hard. It makes me cringe sometimes when I see some of these heading them. I think, not for me.
Yeah, I think we're safer under the canopy here, Sports City.
Thank you.
Faust and Malaga will perhaps send this one long, try and play from the back. Seem quite comfortable, particularly their captain, number 14, happy to play from the back in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah, it's nice and simple.
Cowboy City. Bit of a slip as well, I think, on that grass.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting looking at Malaga's shape as well when they're building up. It's interesting.
Certainly the full-backs up quite high, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's only the centre-backs.
Yeah,
really
full-backs are pushing up, pushing our wide players back, and obviously trying to isolate the striker, single man up front.
And trying to play a long cutting ball through the midfield, managed to regain possession. Malaga. Still
Playing.
Well, here's the goal scorer, a little bit deeper than we saw him inside the 18-yard box earlier on. Malaga not afraid to try and work it from deep though, are they?
No, definitely not. Very confident on the ball.
City at the moment need a bit of possession.
Yeah, if they can win the ball and build up slowly, be nice to get a couple of minutes on the ball.
Tiki-taka stuff from Malaga there. City back with it now. It's passed through. Trying to come down the left flank. What a ball. That's offside. Looked like a great ball through though, didn't it?
It did. It was a decent ball through to our wide player, Larry. He's a quick lad. He's a strong lad. They're building up.
Pass here, particularly on this wet ground as well. Ooh. That's marginal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks onside to me. The other end now on the opposite flank. Goal scorer just looked as if he was teeing that one up then. Pass to nobody from Malaga. City try and clear this one away. Battling the elements here. It's a bit cool as well. It's going to be a bit warmer today, but we've seen the temperature drop over the last couple of weeks as well, but that's to be expected. City back in possession, trying to play it deep themselves, send the ball long. As if they're trying to expose the Malaga fullback on that far side of the pitch.
Seem a little bit rushed at the minute as well. They're normally a lot more composed. wonder if it could be a little bit of nerves. We know it's a huge game for him today, but he'd have some nervous players out there to start with. I think they'll be all right when they settle down a little bit. They can just play football the way they play, where they normally play. They should be all right.
Malaga down the near touch line. Sweeping the ball through. Come through the middle once more.
Just trying to find any gaps to play through.
Interesting that their integral player at the moment seems to be number 14, their captain, their centre-back, as Malaga try and find some space on the edge of the area, but it's been stolen by City.
Force forward again, that's interesting. It's interesting. Normally they just turn and start again and go out the other side. A bit similar to what Malaga's doing now.
But yeah, their captain, the centre-back, is a good game at the moment. Here he is, Christian Madsen. Sends that one through. City try and hack that one away.
Cromwell's gone long again.
Verratti sends it across the pitch. Williams tries to find some space down the right. Intercepted by Wallace, the captain for City today. It's punted up in the air, just a bit of a miscollection by Nichols. Sends it back to the keeper, De Jesus. Bit of a slip from the captain.
Covered well, covered well.
That's where you want your full studs, not your firm grounds today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Trying to put some pressure on the defence now. Malaga used to playing it from the back quite comfortably in this game so far. Nichols tries to thread a ball through, but it's been intercepted by Greebanch. Free kick.
Interesting. I didn't think there was much in that, if I'm honest. They were stronger.
Yeah, well, it's a good position for City in the community. Try and whip this one in. So who's that taking the free kick? Try and work out his number from here. Fires it in. Oosh!
That's a great save.
Fantastic save. Got a big hand to that one, and it needed it. Inside of the right boot. Big right hand from the Malaga goalkeeper. City, they've won the corner. Joe Maguire sending it in from the far touchline.
Whipping ball.
Punched away by the keeper. Who that's going to, but it's kept in. Just. Referee says goal kick. What a strike that was from the free kick. Inches away, really. The goalkeeper, the saviour for Malaga this time, to approach the end of the first quarter of this game. Boya tries to dink it over the top. Collected though by Madsen. Free kick City. Seems as if the nerves might have just settled down now. That free kick giving a bit of momentum
might
back.
give him a little bit of a boost there. Ryan Long.
Box. Ooh. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. Ball just trickled away before City could get a foot on the end. Set pieces look good so far from City though. Aurelio. Over to Nichols. Back deep to the captain Madsen once more.
And in time to switch the play.
A lot of composure from Malaga at the moment, particularly for young players. Not fazed by this opportunity this day over in Manchester.
Oh,
Comes the goal scorer. Stalemate tries to have a strike. City smashed that one away. Good block.
clearing out the lines, trying to get reset.
Take all your time, Turn, what you can.
No rest. Aurelio. Ball across the pitch. Williams. Back to Nichols. Madsen open once again. Seems to have all the time in the world, doesn't he, the captain?
He does. And he's able to step in and join the play.
Good interception, just tripped a little bit as he was trying to run away there.
Yeah, it's something and nothing.
He was alert though, got the intercept just at the right time. This is the blockage earlier on. Got a good left hip to that. Good intercept from Conor Greenbatch.
The building again. Very composed at the back.
Seems so patient.
Yeah, so patient, composed and patient.
Be interesting to see.
They're not forcing it, they're just trying to build it nicely.
Interesting to see if they were chasing a game, how that would alter their strategy of trying to play from the back. Because at the moment they seem very patient, a lot of time on the ball, but chasing the game, they would have to switch that up, add a bit more intensity into it. Maybe that would leave them exposed as well. So if City can get a goal in this game, might change things up a bit. Ariola. Across the pitch back to Madsen. Madsen. Jesus. Goalkeeper. What a save that was from the free kick.
Just to hear Matt Ross then, manager of this community team, telling the lads to get up the park. I think he wants them to apply a bit more pressure on the back.
Ariola driving run from the centre back.
Close.
Well, right on the edge of the area. That was a surging run from Matteo Aveling, number 3 for Malaga. Fortunate for City in the community to concede a penalty here. Let's take a look at it again. This is Ariola, surging run, threaded the ball through. Didn't look like there was anything in that. Top right hand corner, second goal of the game.
Fantastic penalty.
Flavio Cernate. 2 goals in the opening 26 minutes for him. Big centre forward for Malaga. Well, it looked marginal, didn't it? The infringement.
Yeah, it was close to the line. It was close to the line. It was given as a penalty. The lads know, even if it is tight, and sometimes it might not be a penalty, sometimes it is, they just get on with the game.
Travis. Bit of dart down this near touchline. Stolen away though by Alan Javey.
Space and time again in midfield there in that pocket.
2 goals down for City in the community at this stage. It shouldn't really faze them though, because if they can get a bit more possession, they can absolutely get back into this game.
Yeah, throughout this season, we've been up against some really good teams. We have gone a couple of goals down in the first half, and the second half come out a lot better and gone on to win the games.
That experience which pays dividends in days like today when it's wet, rainy, cold, horrible Friday afternoon, you're 2 goals down against the touring side.
Yeah, definitely.
As a young player as well, those experiences stay with you for a long time, don't they? And for this young group, it's really worthwhile. Just know how to win games coming from behind.
Yeah, they will, I'm sure. Maybe just before the second half, if Matt makes a few changes. You know, we have got some good players again still waiting to come on, currently on the bench, and they can make the world of difference.
From the back then, Areola set up the charge for that penalty. On the far touchline now, it's Williams. I decided to sit on the ball. It's a bit of a shove, needless really. Chucks the ball away as well. Good to see dissent like that early in the game. Challenge from Joe Maguire, just putting Williams under some pressure. I don't think he even touched him, did he, Maguire? City with a free kick though.
Hammer with a good ball in behind.
Maguire chasing it. Ball at pace, skipping on a wet turf as well, just sliding at speed.
Ren seems to be coming down a little bit heavier now as well.
We're so fortunate we're undercover, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. Best thing about being over here with you.
Yeah, a couple of players over on the substitutes bench don't look so happy. They've got a little bit of cover, but I think the rain might be still hitting them in the face. Putting it across the face of goal now. Malaga do seem to be having to play it out from a bit deeper every time they get the ball. Pressure from City a little bit higher. Their defence at the moment.
Yeah, just looking at City's 2 central midfielders there, if you will. Could have done with to get a bit more pressure on the ball. Really reading the game, seeing what's going to happen if the ball comes this way. Can we press the closest players, especially on the first touch, and not let them turn and go at you?
Boya thinks it over.
Larry. He's a strong, quick lad, is Larry.
He's well
Needs a bit of support though.
Well to fend off Madsen. Free kick Malaga. Larry Isabor did well there on his own. Had 2 Malaga defenders on him.
Yeah, he's one that'll take on anyone if he can. He'll always go in a 1v1 and try and be as strong as possible. I just think he was lacking a bit of support there. Some simple balls just to get him out of trouble, just to get himself back on the ball. He might be able to get on the attack. Malaga were quick and tight to him.
Areola finds Williams. They like the right flank,
that was
don't
very
they?
Nice.
Yeah, silky stuff from Areola. Williams back inside to Perino.
Long ball away by Moore. He's just gone to clear it.
Maguire chasing after this one, putting some pressure on Nichols, and he's won it. Needs some support though. Free kick. City in the community. That all came from Joe Maguire. Look at this, under some pressure. Now Nichols there, number 5 for Malaga.
3-man at the back post. Can he send another one?
Well, it's come back out to him. I strutted it through the legs. Perino there.
That's gone for a goal kick, it has. Interesting, I thought he might have going to swing one straight back in then.
Just needed a first time, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Put the pressure back on.
Oh.
Across the face of goal, Isabor chasing it. Ooh, almost got his left foot to that. Aston though, Madsen trying to play it out from the back himself. City putting on a bit more pressure at the moment, but Malaga dealing with it well. Seem to love that right side of the pitch, don't they?
They do. The build-up play has been really, really good as well. They're not forcing the ball, they're just picking off the simple passes.
Well, here come Malaga. Through Perino. Perino, well tackled. Good clearance as well from City in the community. They needed that there. Well, this is clearance from, I think, Owen Adams. Lovely bit of footwork from Perino. Tried to cut back inside, didn't he? Clear it onto his left foot. But yeah, Owen Adams, great tackle. Ariola
Well picked up.
Larry Isabor. Wow. If he'd won that cleanly then, but free kick Malaga. They're going down the right flank once again.
Yeah.
This time through Ransbury. Corner. Did well to win that there. Just managed to get around the back, didn't he?
Yeah, just got around the back of Mohamed then. Short for the corner.
Just to retake it. Alexis Perino. Have a go here. Really get the accuracy on that, did he? Not enough height.
Not enough height. Again, building from the back. So many options to choose from.
How do you defend against that when they just seem to have white shirts everywhere in space all the time?
I think it's a case of trying to force the play one way and make sure when the ball's down one side, everyone knows the roles and responsibility on who they're picking up. Otherwise, this number 4, I've seen him several times now in the middle. There's no one marking him. He's got all the time in the world.
Williams through the midfield. Aharati. Long-range effort. Well collected though by Bromwell. We've seen Malaga as well. They've gone down that far right-hand touchline many times, but none of the real opportunities have come from that. It's the 2 breaks down the left where they've managed to get through. They won the penalty for the second goal as well.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I've noticed the full-backs for Malaga have pushed up really high, especially when you're building from the back. You've got 2 centre-backs to play to, and your number 4 is dropping in the middle. That's isolating the community lads, forcing them back, giving you the time and the space to build up. So composed. It's a joy to watch.
Intercepted there. City. Ariola once again.
Yeah, number 4.
He seems unmarked every time.
Yeah, every single time. Every time.
Sullivan down the right touchline.
That's strong.
Done really well there. Good steal by Mohamed Ahmed.
Play a little bit simple now. Let's try and keep the ball for a little bit.
City did well to win the free kick there. It was 4 Malaga defenders on 1 blue shirt.
A lot of pressure on the ball.
He's around the honeypot there, Malaga. Almost, almost didn't come off a Malaga boot then.
Again, the number 4 there.
Just the way he's...
Yeah, look at all the space again. Here we go. Someone coming now, but is he going to... No.
Areola just slides off the defenders, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he does. He just goes.
It's almost like he's got free reign to play wherever he likes.
Yeah, that's where the pressure needs to come on his first touch. Don't let him turn. If you can win the ball, space is in the middle then for you to drive forward and have a go at goal.
Ahmad plays it back to Bromwell. Bromwell tries to fire it back to Ahmad, but goes into touch. Throw into Malaga on the far side. Cameron Williams will take it. Angel Areola. Oh, he's having a great game, isn't he? Those two, Christian Madsen and Areola.
Yeah, again, free in the middle. Look at all the time and space he's got.
Well, he's searching for his hat trick now. Cernay. Can't quite find anyone at the moment. Areola to Williams. Williams steps in off the right wing now. Does well to just the back, get it away. Coming up to half-time, and it's seemingly flown by. City in the community still down 2-0 from Flavio Chirono. The only problem with playing in these athletic stadiums when the ball goes off the pitch. It's
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek to go and get it.
Yeah, it's a right pain. Areola fires it off his left foot. Can he find this in the net?
Wow,
my word!
What a goal. Unbelievable, Jeff.
What a left-footed strike. A rocket from the boot of Angel Areola. Saw the keeper was off his line.
That was a fantastic goal.
Well, he deserved that, didn't he?
He did. You know, he's been playing so well. We're 40 minutes in. He's played so well. He's had all the time. He's had all the space. He's been a great pivot player. Switching the play, building up forward. Gets an opportunity like that, sees the keeper off his line, and what a goal that was.
Harry Williams just skipped around. He looks as if he's hurt himself as he played it off to Areola. What a strike. Precision engineering from that rocket left foot of Angel Areola. City in the community got some work to do here, haven't they?
Definitely.
Trying to go down that left touch line. Looks like they might have found someone. Can it come across to Maguire? Keeper does well to get in there. That would have been a great response. Lovely break. It was Larry Isabor with the first ball. Lovely left-footed cross. It wasn't Maguire though, it was Travis. Just trying to get on the end of that.
And I think this is where community lads are going to have to dig deep now. Can't allow Malaga to have time on the ball. We have to start winning it back.
Good play from Adams for community. It's the goal kick. Need to send this one long, don't they? Need to put some pressure on that Malaga.
Yeah,
defense.
definitely.
Travis. Comes back to the captain, Wallace.
Yeah, they're starting to build. Can we get a little bit of composure now? Start to play.
Just need to be patient, don't they?
Yeah, you just they need the ball for a little bit and just looking after it. Don't be wasteful. Just all your simple stuff, and you can play and try and build. They try play and build, they'll be all right. They just need to settle in.
It's a bit rushed.
Yep.
When they've had the ball, City in the Community have looked decent, but they've just not had enough of it. It's been all Malaga, haven't they? They've managed, their retention of possession has been outstanding in this first half.
Been fantastic. That's a great ball.
For a centre-back off his left foot as well. Whips it in from the right. Might have just played it back into the hands of
Back
Malaga
into the
here.
danger zone.
Start chasing a game, you leave a few more holes, don't you?
Yeah.
Williams trying to go down the right flank himself.
Go for a free kick for the pull.
Flag went up straight away, didn't he?
Still impressed with that goal. That left-footed shot. It's a fantastic strike.
Well, let's have a look at it again because it was absolutely astounding. This was the free kick.
Gone for a penalty. Yes.
Word.
Second penalty of the game.
Well, this is going to be a hat-trick time for Flavio Chirono. Cameron Williams got on the ball a lot in this first half. Just seems to be going Malaga's way every time they get the ball.
It's going to go the same way.
Well, his 2 goals so far have gone into the right side of the goal. Flavio Chirono for a first half hat-trick here. Number 6 for FC Malaga.
Oh.
Wow. It looked as if it was going wide from where we're standing. But very, very deft indeed from Flavio Chirono. Hat-trick in the first half. Tough opening 45 minutes for City in the Community. Just rolled in off the top of the net, didn't it?
He did as a cool, confident penalty there.
That probably sums up the Malaga first half as well. Looks like he's stolen it. Could he be in for a fourth there? Chirono, good defence from City in the Community.
Let's get some immediate pressure on the ball.
Well, that is the half-time whistle. Half-time scores then. City in the Community 0, FC Malaga 3. Three goals from Flavio Chirono. One absolute belter, a scorcher from Alexis Perino. It's been a tough first half for City in the Community, Andy.
It has. It's been a tough challenge. It's been good to see another team of that standard play against them. They've got a lot of work to do in the second half. Hopefully they'll come out and they can start playing football the way they normally do. Been a bit rushed and a bit forced.
Malaga have put a lot of pressure on as well, haven't they? Because it's made it difficult for City to get any real possession. When they've had it, it's had to be long balls through the midfield and not really come to anything in the end.
No, definitely not. The captain for Malaga has had a lot of time on the ball. He's been able to step in, even stepping over the halfway line at times. The goal scorer, Ariola, what's it called?
Chirono.
Number 4, Angel.
Oh yeah, Angel Ariola. Yeah.
You know, he's been sat in midfield, dropping in, especially when you've been building up from the back. He's had so much time on the ball to turn and go forward. As a pivot player, a lot of the play will come from him where he can switch it and it's going out wide into different areas, but his goal was fantastic.
We've seen him so many times in that midfield hole where he's just got the space. There's nobody for 10 metres around him, 360 degrees. I'm surprised he's not taken a few more punts at goal from long range because he's had the space, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's one of them. He's been looking, and I think he's been weighing up where the goalkeeper is. And every time he's had the ball, he just keeps switching. He's just waiting for that one opportunity where he has got them angles right and the keeper's off his line, and he's had a goal, and it was an absolute worldie of a goal.
I mean, that's going to go straight on his show reel, isn't it? Because you need goals like that in your career. They don't come around very often, do they? But 47 metres out, something like that, off the left boot.
Yes, roundabout, yeah. It was a fantastic strike.
So, Andy, talk to us about sitting in the community then, and just how important it is for these players and sort of the backgrounds they come from to be involved in this group.
Yeah, the backgrounds for all our players, not just in the BTEC programme, but throughout our Kicks programmes and our school sports programmes, even the soccer schools programmes. Some of the areas that we work in are quite poor, really deprived, and they don't get good opportunities in life. So sitting in the community as a whole have come together, and we do what we can just to make a better life for them. Educational wise, just healthy eating, looking after yourself, and hopefully include a little bit of football with that.
Yeah, it's good to see, although it's not the half they would have wanted. So what can these guys expect to go on to when they finish your programmes then?
Yeah, so through the BTEC, our full target is to get students, if you will, coming through mini kickers, literally 4 years old and under, right through to the BTEC programme, and then through into our university programme. Going through the college route, some of these will go on to university, some will start a career as an apprenticeship within the sports industry, some go on to be PE teachers. The BTEC programme itself is equivalent to 3 A levels, so it gives the students the opportunity to go to university and to take up any degree course that they choose. Ideally, we do want to give them the sports path route, so they could become community coaches, working within the community and basically doing what we're doing.
Well, it's certainly the university route enables them to play certainly high level. You know, the Bucks standard of competition. I've seen a few Bucks football games in the past, and I've been blown away at the standard of the competition some of the players are playing at. And it's maybe if you're not in the standard academy route, I think it's a great route to go into.
Yeah, definitely. This year we've joined the National Youth Football League just to give the players a bit more of a challenge. Last year there was a bit on and off. Some teams weren't that good ability-wise, so we sort of like tried matching ability to make it more competitive rather than just going out to win 12 and 13-0. This year we've joined the Youth Alliance and it's been extremely competitive for them. It's been fantastic. Some games they've been winning, some they've been losing, but they're coming off now and they're starting to gel as a team, especially with our new first years. They've only been playing with us for 6 weeks. So getting them on board and getting them up to the level that they're currently at has been really, really good.
So looking ahead to the rest of the season then, what have these players got to look forward to?
Currently throughout our sites we've got 12 teams. We have 2 female teams as well. We play at the highest level for us. It's the National Youth Football League, but we all also play in the AOC Cap 2. And we have teams in the AOC Cap 3. We've also got 1 team in the EFL. That's a Community and Education League. Again, that's a nice development league. Some teams are extremely hard. The challenges are tough. The Youth Alliance at the minute seems one of the best routes. The cup games, you can be up and down the country, so they're going travelling away a lot. They are at home. We've been up to Newcastle.
What an experience that is as well, getting to go to all these different places and playing different teams you wouldn't usually get the opportunity to go up against as well.
Yeah, because a lot of the college programmes that I've come across might only train once a week, and the rest of it is classroom based. On our BTEC programme, training every day. You train on a Monday and a Tuesday, either in the morning or the afternoon. Wednesdays is match day, and it's the same again Thursday and Friday. You have a training in the morning or the afternoon. Match day, there's no academic work at all, because that's our match day. We might have to travel to Newcastle, so it could be setting off at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you might not get home until tea time. Then again, you could go as far up as Rangers. So it's interesting, and the away days are very eventful.
Good fun, they enjoy it, do they?
Yeah, definitely. All the lads do as well. We've got Peterborough in the next round of the Cup, so that's going to be a nice little trip away. It's only a couple of hours, but there's always the chance that you could get drawn against Watford or Norwich or Millwall, or depending on who's in the cup competition, you can literally go away, and it's a good trip for them.
Those are memories as well that last with you for a long time, aren't they? These players, no matter what they go and do next, they'll remember playing against Malaga on a rainy Friday afternoon, and remember those trips to Newcastle, Rangers, wherever they end up going.
Yeah, definitely. 2 years ago, we went to Spain for a football festival. We took both teams, male and female, mixed them up, and that was good. We didn't really understand the level of the Spanish football that we're playing against, so my team was a development team. Ability was quite low, in all fairness, but we ended up playing against a men's team in a stadium, and they had best part of 1,000 fans. Safe to say we got whitewashing. It was, I think it was 14-0.
Well, we've all been there. I remember playing a game at school where we got stuffed, I think 12-0, and it was about 12-0 after about 50 minutes as well. So it happens, but you remember it, and I'm still talking about it, 15 years later or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, it's like my team last year was a development team. They're the first ones, they're lower than us, and I admit it. We played Congleton first game of the season. We lost 12-0, and then we played them just before the end of the season. It was the same teams, no difference, and we were winning 1-0 up to the 90th minute, and it ended up as a 1-1 draw. So the development of the players over the 12-month period on the course was phenomenal.
Just goes to show how successful your programs can be then, because they're coming away with a good education and improving their football ability at the same time.
Yeah, the education is number one priority. That's what we want. We want them to get good grades. We want them to have a good education, go on to have a successful future. And the football is a bonus. It's the bonus side of the courses we run.
You play if you do the studies and you get good grades, you get to play.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. If work's not handed in on time, there is consequences, and you might not play on the Wednesday, and you might have to do your work. So it's always better to get your work done, get it in, and then move on. It's the same when we have some students that might rush. So we know when it's rushed because we read through them, and they get it back, and they've got to do it again.
If you don't get your work in on time, there's no banter bus on the Wednesday, is there? So
there's definitely no banter bus on a Wednesday. Definitely not.
So looking at the second half, then City in the community, 4 goals down. Anybody on that bench that you think may come into the game at the start of the second half?
Yeah, there's a couple of players now. Again, with it being a mixed team, it's hard work remembering everyone, especially the new players that have only just started, because I don't see them that much. But looking if Matt's going to put on some subs now, Cal McKinnon, Leighton White, Joe Green, Dylan Frayne, and I know Camille's going to come on second half. Again, Cameron Walker. They're based at my site, as well as Paul, so I know what kind of players they are. I know how they play and the ability that they're at. AJ Mystery, Ben Field and Tion, I believe they're from our Cheadle site. And again, the experience that we've had some of these players playing at quite a high level. So Kyle's played for Stockport County. He has recently moved. I'm not sure where he's gone to. Cameron Walker has done a little bit of training with Radcliffe Borough. Again, that's been a fantastic experience for him to see that step up to adult football, men's football. He's still only 17 at the minute, I believe, he's Cameron.
There's still a lot of development for these guys to go, isn't there, in the next few years?
Yeah.
They're still so young, and going to senior football and playing against men that have been around the leagues, around the circuit a little bit. There's a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a huge difference. When we come against some teams, you see the standard, and it's been quite easy. When a player then steps into men's football, semi-professional football, and sees the level there, it's a big wake-up call, because they're really at the top of the game where they're currently at, but that next step up might be too much. So it's building the knowledge and the skill to be able to compete at that level, and that's how they'll move on eventually, hopefully.
So is the sort of best process for that then to get the players playing with seniors early, particularly if they're at this sort of level? They stand out above the rest. You get them in with the senior men early on so that they start to adapt earlier.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of them. We always look at our players, and if there is someone that's standing out, can we get him in somewhere for just a trial, just have a look at him? And it does happen. It does happen. I do the girls on our programme. One of my players last year, I actually did a little bit of work with her. She went for a trial at our girls' academy, and she got into the development team, which is, for us, it's awesome. She's come from normal everyday football up into the highest professional level she can be at. But again, she's got the ability, she's got the quality to do it. All she needs to do now is work hard.
And she got the education as well, most importantly.
Yeah, definitely. She's still got the education. She'll still finish, and if the football side doesn't work, she can always go on to university and choose a career path that's right for her.
Fantastic to see. Well, a bit of a change on the pitch for the two sides for the second half. Andy from City in the Community has now been replaced by George, director of FC Malaga City.
Good afternoon, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Cracking first half for your boys out there.
No, got to be absolutely pumped up, to come, travelled so far yesterday on the plane, 3 hours up from Stansted, and to sort of put in the first half like that, I know Juan Carlos and the boys are over the moon, and it's a new experience. Obviously, we didn't have much of an idea what to expect from the City in the Community side. They got out, but I think for our first ever sort of foray into English football, it's a great impression,
And there's been some standout players. Your captain, Christian Madsen. Yeah, I mean, what a player at centre back, because he's on the ball every 60 seconds or so.
He's actually he's a midfield player, whole midfield player converted to centre back. He wasn't sure at first, but he's kind of grown into the role. And like you say, he's got such good composure and distribution on the ball. It just helps us build the way we want to play out from the back,
Well, underway for the second half. A hat trick as well from Flavio Chirone.
So he's been given a rest now as well. Get him in sort of cotton wool for the game. The games over the weekend.
What about Angel Areola? Because that left-footed strike was something special.
Not sure he's coming. He's had a fantastic first half. I think you guys said in the commentary, and it was kind of the icing on the cake for him that was kind of more than deserved.
Yeah, he certainly deserved it. Maybe we'll see him ping a few in this second half. And what have you made of the City and the Community boys as well? Tough first half for them, but they've not really had any possession. You've really starved them of any kind of ball in those opening 45 minutes.
I think they came out, to be honest, and started the better of the two teams. I mean, obviously we're lucky over in Spain, don't have a lot of conditions like days like today. I thought they were sort of sharp out the blocks, and once they sort of dropped a bit deep and allowed us to get into a bit of a rhythm, they couldn't really, like you say, get back on the ball after that.
And already we're seeing Malaga work their way down to the City half. We're on that far touchline now. Nicolas Morales. Madsen getting a foot in as well. Well, you guys liked that far touchline in the opening half, didn't you? Playing down the right flank. It was Cameron Williams. He got a lot of ball. I think he ended up. Well, he's still on the field at the second half actually, but.
He's a very clever player. I mean, a lot of people sort of misjudge him. He's still obviously growing and maybe a little bit smaller in stature than some of the guys out there at the minute. But spent a lot of time with the LA Galaxy over in their academy system, and he's coming this year and very, very tricky player, very clever on the ball. So I think he sort of caused a lot of problems in the first half.
Malaga sending it back once again. And this is something we saw a lot in the first half. You guys are so comfortable on the ball, playing it to the back and forward, and if it's not working it back to the goalkeeper and playing it out again through Madsen. It's really caused problems for City in the Community.
Looks like City coming a little bit higher now and going to try and press in our half. So maybe interesting to see how we can deal with the enhanced pressure.
Certainly in the early part of the first half, City were quite deep, and it allowed you guys to come up onto them. Some toward the final sort of 10 minutes or so, they started to come a bit higher and challenge the centre-backs a bit more.
I think for them to get back in the game, they need to obviously, the score's favourable for us at the minute. I think they're going to need to get a bit more on the front foot, and see if they can get a foothold back in the game. Great ball.
Lovely touch as well. Trying to play it through the middle. Can they get away? Cleared by placement keeper. Good work by City in the Community. Not an ideal today to be out there on that pitch, is it? I mean, it's boggy. I'm surprised the ball's still rolling.
I was commenting just at half time, you know, it's amazing how the pitch is held up. You know, it must have fantastic drainage, and, you know, real hats off to the groundskeepers here, because, you know, it really is coming down out there, but, you know, the ball's still rolling well and it still seems pretty playable.
Angel Areola sends it back to the keeper. Madsen. Got the left touchline, back inside now. Good challenge from City. Joel Green on the field at half-time for them.
Fantastic distribution from the keeper.
Pinpoint accuracy, wasn't it? Again, Malaga just all over City. Every time they get the ball, there's 2 or 3 Malaga shirts surrounding the player. Makes it really difficult to try and get any form of shape.
Yeah, I think element to it as well, you know. Fantastic switch here.
Ball just getting stuck in the wet turf. Trying to play through Leighton White.
Combination almost.
Nicholas Morales started in this second half.
Gives a bit more of a physical presence up there, you know, and I think interesting to see how that changes the game. You know, Flavio looking to run sort of in behind a lot more, and Nico will give a bit more of a target.
Here they go. Can they get in? Ooh, agonisingly close for Malaga. That might have been Sullivan just trying to sneak his way in.
Thought we were going to have a hat-trick of penalties for a second.
Well, he's given a few already in this game, so I wouldn't be surprised. City having to play it out from the back. Williams charging on his own run. Sullivan, Morales even trying to get a foot in. City trying to get the ball out wide once again. Free kick.
Maybe something they've worked on, looking for this diagonal ball out to the 15 on this side, you know, and it's causing a lot more trouble. For sure, he's staying a lot wider and giving much more to think about for Calvin, our right back.
Yeah, Leighton White on this left wing for City wasn't on the field in the first half, and it's certainly somebody they're looking to try to bring into the game. Free kick, Malaga. Took it quickly. Marino. Sullivan just can't quite get a foot to it. So back with City.
Starting to look a lot more composed on the ball as well, and making some attacks of their own.
Settled some nerves, haven't they? Just giving it away though at prime opportunity. Malaga to whip this one in. City managed to get that one. New captain Carl McKinnon for the second half. Almost managed to thread that one through. Just rolls into touch. Playing it from the back once again, Malaga. Couple of 1-2s with Mal Nichols. Talk to us about the sort of composition. You were saying earlier that Cameron Williams spent some time in the LA Galaxy Academy. Where have all these players come from? Because obviously not all native to Malaga.
Yes, no, it's very few. It's a very global kind of makeup, you know, in the squad, and, you know, working with a lot of boys that are unsigned and either been in professional environments or never had that opportunity, and we're putting together the best squad that we can each year, literally recruiting globally, and for them to have a chance to train in a full-time environment and hopefully progress, look at the university routes over into the States, and develop as footballers and young men, with a life experience, learn a new language away from home.
Soak up the sun as well, which is not a bad option.
Certainly is on days like today, I can tell you that.
Yeah, we're nicely undercover, which is helpful.
But, to travel and for us to get a chance to come over here, and and I think that's probably a big part of it today. The occasion for us is huge. To come up against a representative squad of a club like Manchester City. With their community set up here. For our boys, that's certainly a dream come true, and I think you've seen a lot of that in the performance and the desire. You mentioned before about the pressing. It's a cup final for them, really.
Well, coming into this Etihad campus, you seeing the main Etihad stadium behind us. We're so close to it as well. You don't realise, you can look on Apple Maps or whatever, but you don't realise how close this pitch is to the main stadium. It's quite impressive. It's quite imposing as well, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And if it doesn't inspire you, being literally in the shadow of where the big boys play, it's a place to come and play football and enjoy. The weather might not quite be given the best, but other than that, it's an incredible experience, and I just hope every player, goes away feeling happy with what they presented to themselves.
Trying to whip this one in once again. Sadri, the replacement keeper, can't quite get a hand to it. City look to clear this one away.
Counter. Yeah, certainly looks to be getting a little bit treacherous underfoot now, as the frame really isn't letting up at all.
Well, Madsen, the captain there, really high up the field. Almost got a touch in from the initial free kick. This now Paul Shaladi picking out Leighton White, back to Shaladi. Shaladi wins the throw in. It's the earlier cross. Good ball in from Maharati. Sadri got a pie, but slipped out the palms of his hands. Tried to whip it in from the throw-in, but back to Malaga. Maharati.
Out of pitch, I think.
Just seems to be coming down heavier every 5 minutes, doesn't it? I feel for the players out there. It's not great conditions, but
I feel for the guys that aren't on the field, for the guys on the bench. I mean, it's going to be a difficult one to get in and get involved. I think, coming from being so cold on the side, maybe.
Just need to get the body moving, don't you? Lots of running, lots of talking, wave the arms about a bit, keep yourself warm. Shaladi dinks it over the top, lovely ball. Joe Maguire trying to break away, just slips off his foot. Nichols gets a boot in there and manages to lay it back to the keeper. So close, and that's where the wet ground comes into play, doesn't it? Because it just slid off. Your keeper must be loving it. He's constantly getting the ball, made to feel loved right at the back of the pitch. Needs it though on a day like today, because it'd be soaked through.
He's going to have a little bit more work in the coming minutes. I mean, the tide certainly seems to be turning in favour of the home side, and score's obviously looking great right now from a Malaga point of view. But I think also it's not something to get carried away with. It's 2 penalties, one maybe a little bit soft, and obviously the error right at the start, which sort of changed the momentum in the early opening stages.
An absolute scorcher from Angel Areola. And that's something you just can't beat, can you?
No,
can't prepare for that.
It was a special moment. I think even from the side here, we've got a great viewpoint. I certainly haven't seen the keeper off his line, so hats off to him. Fantastic talent.
The keeper was still only on his 6-yard line, really. It was a diagonal ball across to the top left corner.
Went in like a rocket.
Did.
So that Juan Carlos is going to make a number of changes here now.
5 subs being lined up for FC Malaga City.
I think with the game how it kind of is, it makes a lot of sense. We play again on Monday down in Norwich, so we're starting to have one eye on that fixture, I'm sure.
Norwich as well, that'll be a tough contest because they try and, by all accounts, play the same in their academy setups as they do in the first team, and their first team coaches will go and work with the academy boys at every level. It's going to be a real challenge to try and see for you guys.
I think it will pose a big test for us, and that's what we're bringing the boys over here for, trying to expose them to the best level we can, and to new environments. We're lucky with some of the teams that we play against over in Spain, but it's always different, different cultures, different philosophies, different thoughts how to do things, and that's what we're trying to really do with this trip, is just for them to see a different way of playing and take them out of their comfort zone.
It's when memories are made as well. Well, Malaga might have a few more here. Keep it as well for Sadri to get off his line, collect that one. But yeah, memories are made on trips like this.
You see them coming together already as well. We had a good 4 or 5 hours up from Stansted yesterday. The speaker was on in the bus, lots of singing, and yeah, they're into it from word go.
Jalabi, tried to get the pass away, just slipped on the turf. City have done well. Replacements there, Will Cruikshank getting a foot in. City will have the throw in. Just see the ball's not coming off the foot as nicely, is it, because of the rain? Slippy. Need a few more deft touches just to control it. City trying to play it out the back through Carl McKinnon. Back out to Shilabi.
Made a real difference come on here.
Seen a lot of ball down this left wing. Fullback's playing a lot higher in this second half as well.
Interesting to see if this extended possession now from City can be turned into some chances. Luckily, from our point of view, Neil Jesus hasn't been troubled too much still in the goal, but certainly showing signs that could change soon.
Lovely touch. Almost goes out for the corner, but City will have the throw in. I mean, City have come close. Only really one shot on target. That was the free kick in the first half. Great save from the keeper. Exceptional.
What free kick it was as well, though. I mean, dipping, bending. Looked goal bound at one point, but he's done well to get a strong hand to it and tip it over the top. He's been struggling with an Achilles injury as well, so we were lucky to get him available for this game.
Just behind 14. Who's last man? Just behind you.
I think we mentioned quite a lot, that we're not feeling great for the players, but share a thought for the linesman and referee as well. I mean, they look absolutely drenched down there.
Well, he's got his hood up, as you can see, so I think he only put that up for the second half. Had enough of the rain at that point. McKinnon sends the long ball. Now Nichols cleaned up a lot of work in this game.
Spent a long time in the in the Swansea Academy through his schoolboy years, and I think you can see that they're another club that like to try and play and have a great philosophy, especially under Brendan Rodgers, and you can sort of see that in his play. He's always looking for a short ball, quick option, quick combination. Got caught in it there.
Yeah, stolen by Leighton White. Commentator's curse, unfortunately, for Mel Nichols.
Covered well though.
Long ball. Morales chasing after it. So that's one thing we've seen in this Malaga style of play tonight. Defensively, as soon as they lose the ball, they're all around. They're trying to recover it straight away, not giving Man City any time on the ball.
One up high here.
This. Alex James.
And player certainly really excited for person. I always like seeing him when he's getting minutes. You know, he's very much like Cam Williams, clever on the ball, and he's got a trick in him as well. He's come all the way from New Zealand to be here, so it's great to have him here for the season.
I suspect this is the first time he's ever been to Manchester then.
You'd imagine so.
Not sure how many opportunities he get to come back to Manchester in his life, but what a journey that is. Well, 33 to the back, and here is Nichols. Dinks it back in. What a strike. Fantastic save. Nichols. Right place, right time. Good first touch.
He's really caught the ball there.
Managed to turn his body. Technically very good strike. Goalkeeper does well.
Control. City come forward again. Seem to have lost our flow a little bit here, you know. Can't get back in that passing rhythm that we had in the first half.
Whereas City, though, they've seemed to have got a bit more continuity about their play. They're just retaining the ball that little bit more. I mean, I suspect possession at the end of the first half was probably 80-20 or something like that.
Been high.
Throw in to Frayne. Loses it. James trying to play his way out of trouble.
Throw goes City's way.
Well, I bet this isn't the sort of conditions you were expecting, hoping for on a nice winter tour of the UK.
When you come to the UK, you know you're going to be battling the weather always, you know, especially outside the summer season. But I think couldn't have quite expected it to have been quite so torrential.
Yeah, it's horrific. So in terms of the rest of the season for FC Malaga City, then where do you guys head? What does it look like for you?
Yeah, so you know it's a very busy schedule for the boys. They're in now until the 15th of December. You know they train every day. You know they get one day off a week. You know so 5 training days and a game day. And you know we don't stop for a school schedule or anything like that. You know they're treated like sort of young professional players would be. They get a winter break to go back to respective families and get some time at home, which is very much needed. And then we're back in early January right through until the end of May. You know we'll travel to Valencia. You know we've got Valencia and Villarreal coming up. To Madrid again where we play Atletico. Play roughly 50 fixtures a year, so it's our first time, like I say, playing an English side, and yeah, we're loving it so far.
Playing 50 matches every year, how important then is that winter break for the players, you know, where they can have a bit of time away from football, recover, see their families and get rejuvenated for the second half of the season?
It's what we say, you know, because some of them, you know, they're obsessed with the sport, which is great, which is what we want. You know, but we say, you know, spend the first week, just, you know, leave the ball, you know, don't need any training. Sometimes, you know, less is more, you know, it's a cliche, but it really is, you know, they need a chance to really reset, you know, not as much necessarily physically, but even emotionally, you know, all the getting ready for each game, the pressures, the anxiety that they're dealing with, you know, every week. They need just to reset the batteries and get ready for what's going to be a tough second half of the season.
I suppose trips like this as well help recharge the batteries because, you know, a change is so good for players. They just get that experience, which sort of they'll learn so much from this trip as well.
Yeah, I think we'll learn about you know ourselves as a team and where we're kind of at and where we sort of stack up, and but even more so at individuals. You know, we're together 24 hours a day, and you get to sort of see under people's skin a little bit more and get to know them better.
See on Edwards now trying to find some space behind Malaga.
It's gone for a corner.
Nice, good opportunity here. See on Edwards. Under some pressure from Madsen.
Poor linesman, it looks like he'll be happy when he hears the final whistle.
Doesn't look like he can move, does he? Like, he's frozen to the spot. City with the corner. Just doesn't come off his foot, does it?
No, I would have hoped for better, I'm sure. And again, the balls must be getting heavy out there now as well.
It's a shame for City in the community as well, because got some supporters here and they would have loved to have seen a goal or two, even if they were on the losing side.
Pretty good turnout in all fairness, and it seems like it's quite a well-supported game, and especially people brave the conditions coming out. I think a lot of people will be happy on the sofa with a hot drink, but see what the last 20 minutes can bring.
Cruikshank.
I think the key to City sort of growing in this game has been to set themselves up a lot higher with the press. It's kind of changed a lot.
Morales tries to play it through the legs.
In a great position.
Pressure. That has been a really telling tale, hasn't it? The height of this
Quick free kick.
City. Well, Nichols
Couldn't quite get the control.
if you combine that with his strike a few minutes ago, I'm sure that would have been in the back of the net. Just look
Great
at
vision from Brooks.
I mean, got so high as well. Nobody saw the defender coming. Paul Shaladi. Off the chest. Dom Goddard with a throw in. Not seen as much of this from Malaga in the last 15 minutes or so.
Be nice to see him just to start getting on the ball again and get playing the game we want to try and play.
Spoke about it in the first half. How would Malaga respond when they were put under a bit more pressure on the ball? City, where they were so deep in the first half that Malaga pretty much had the run of it in midfield.
Yeah. It'd be nice a few more questions now, and at the minute, like you say, it'd be nice to see him stand up to that a little bit more. Great distribution again from the keeper.
Here goes James. Bit of trickery to find some space.
Finally managed to force the Blues back into their own half. Side.
Bit too early there for Brandon Rooks. Good idea though.
He had a great early free kick just a few moments ago to put Mal Nichols away.
Shaladi.
Actually a player that is involved in our senior setup as well, so.
Been a good contest in the second half down this left wing. Shaladi and Leighton White certainly put the pressure on the City in the community. That is one thing this sort of day is good for. Sliding tackles. Players love it, don't they? Steven Gerrard style, slip sliding away.
Low cross. Well dealt with.
Out for the throw in. Yeah, James has looked pretty nifty down that left wing in the second half since the time he's come on. Joel Green. McKinnon. Stolen Morales. Work on the floor from Walker, and that, ooh,
On the post.
looked as if it might just creep in. First real chance we've seen in this second half. Morales off his left foot.
Coming over to take the corner as well by the looks of things.
Yeah, referee thinks it's come off the keeper's hand, so Morales will try and swing this one in.
He's got a fantastic left foot. He often stays out after training, and see what we can do here.
Towards the near post, cleared away by City.
Covered strike.
Off the left foot of Dom God. Sadri chooses to roll it out. to McKinnon this time. Keeping it on the floor.
Red nicked in. Brandon Brooks away if he can get good control here.
Coming back inside. Man. And Nicky. Looks again.
First sustained possession, I'd say, really in the second half for the Malaga boys.
It's been a bit passive. It's been a lot around the halfway line in the second 45 minutes. This is what we didn't really see.
Side there.
Side. But City in the first half weren't putting the pressure on like they are now. A bit of a different for their game.
Interesting dynamic to the game, though. It's kind of been lots of different phases, you know. I think first half and the second half you can't really compare. And full credit to the City boys and coming out really regrouped, and it's been very much a bit of a stalemate here in the second half.
Conditions not helping either.
I think it's played a big part. I mean, I don't know about yourself, but I think pitch really does seem to be getting a lot heavier now, and from what we can see up here.
Morales. Ooh, looks as if McKinnon might have just sent that into a corner. Yeah, you can see it's like the unenforced errors, which are not intentional. The players just skimming off the boot or slipping over a little bit slower to the pass. Making it difficult for both sides out here at Sport City. This stadium, of course, going to be hosting the British Athletics Championships for the next few years. Actually, the England Athletics Championships back in August, which were in pretty similar conditions all weekend, actually, so you're not alone. Shiladi will take the line out. Play it from the back, AJ Mistry. Here comes City. Dinked over the top.
Certainly a bit of uncertainty there between centre-backs and the keeper.
Certainly seen a bit less of Christian Madsen in this second half.
Build up here.
Here he is now.
Start leading the team.
Number of changes though, 5 or 6 new players on the pitch, which obviously stifles that continuity. He had such a great relationship with Angel Areola in the first half.
Yeah. I think, you know, and some we haven't sort of mentioned, and he's in here again now. About that one, but good to see the replay. Now Nichols, you know, he's played 3 positions today and looked equally as comfortable in all of them. You know, he started off as the centre back, came to out here on the right side near us, and now he's playing over there as an attacking left back. You know, so great diversity.
So what have you guys got planned for the rest of the weekend whilst you're up in sunny Manchester?
So we're not going to be here much longer, and you know, I would say the weather's put us off, but we already had it planned. So straight from here, we travel down now to Norwich. So it's going to be a long journey for the guys, and then in with a training game tomorrow, and a bit of a relaxing afternoon. You know, after it's been a real hectic couple of days, and then Sunday we're fortunate enough to have goal to see what happens here.
Lovely ball to Edwards.
Fantastic recovery from the captain, Madsen, coming over with a telling tackle.
Well, it's been a bit quiet in the second half, but straight through that ball like a lightning bolt there was Madsen.
And we're actually going to see the other half of Manchester, the red half, on Sunday as they take on Norwich at Carroll Road.
Wow, that would be a fantastic occasion for the boys. It's a chance to see how Norwich play as well before you face them on Monday. Whipped in. Shiladi leaps up for it, but doesn't come back to him. McKinnon sends it to the right this time. Ooh. Off the head with Nichols. Still with City though, there's an opportunity for them here. Dinked with the left boot. No issue for the Malaga keeper. better from City in the community though. First, one of the only chances we've seen from them in this game.
Next 10 minutes will be interesting, you know. I think if City community can keep pushing and broken the press here though.
Trying to thread that through. James on the left wing. Great tackle. Field just getting his right foot in there to slow down the attack. Malaga once again. Nudged back by City. Brookshank. Across to the captain, Madsen.
That's where we want to have the ball, you know, sort of in control of it and try and find the passing patterns that were working so well in the first half.
I think your boys out there will be a bit frustrated they've not managed to bag a goal in the second half.
I think so. We're having a review after the game. You know, coaches like to go through it with the players and, you know, do a lot of video analysis, and we'll compare the games. Obviously, like you mentioned as well, there was a lot of changes, but you know, certainly has been a difference, I think, in the style of play from us compared to the first half, and we're now just starting to find our feet. Scott Martin with some combinations, although he's had one picked off there.
Cameron Walker trying to come down the left wing through White. White comes infield. Malaga doing well just to clean up. Really responsive when they're on the back foot and getting men behind the ball, Malaga. Sent long, Morales just trying to run onto it, but AJ Mystery getting a foot to it for City in the community. Here is Mystery.
Fantastic penetrating pass.
Again, Malaga just getting the ball back. James with a bit of space. Nichols.
The energy of Nichols has been incredible.
He's played a full 81 minutes so far. James needs a good cross in here.
Play.
Mystery plays it back to Morales. Morales with a second shot here. Can they tap it in? Score. This time by Alex Moody.
Fantastic follow-up at the back stick. City players complaining about an offside, but linesman's confirmed there wasn't one.
Well, we'll be able to see it here. Morales with the first strike with his left boot really put hell for leather into that. Tapped it across. And Alex Moody slots it in.
See him check straight away to the linesman.
Well, the linesman was in good position, so that's a fifth goal for FC Malaga City on the 82nd minute. It was a good counter-attack, really. City have been up, high up.
Came from a bursting run from Mal Nichols again. You know, he's probably a candidate for man of the match here. He's just taken the armband as well from Christian Madsen.
Who's first half an integral part of that controlling quintet of Areola, Madsen, Nichols himself. There is Madsen. Kept in by Scott Martin. Madsen this time. Benfield picking up the pieces for City, trying to find some space down that far touchline.
Now, the important thing in these later stages from Malaga City point of view is, you know, can they keep a clean sheet? Can they stay focused until the end, you know? Change.
Last one for the final 7 minutes or so. Not much injury time at the end of the first half. I think we'll have really maybe a minute or two at the end of this game. throw into Morales. Looks sharp since he's been on. Tried to get involved.
Ball.
Kinnin clears it up for Sadri with the hoof upfield.
Sure, Chris Ray will be hungry for a goal as well. Our number 9 has come on. Maybe might have felt a little hard done by not starting today. He's had a good number of goals so far this year. Be interesting to see what he can do in the last 6 minutes or so here.
Looking ahead to Monday then, how much of your starting 11 will you change? Is it going to stay pretty much the same?
I mean, it's difficult for me to comment. You know, I leave the coaching and the team selections to the staff that we have. You know, I think Juan Carlos is a phenomenal coach for these guys to learn from, former Malaga player. Also Malaga coach the first team in the mid 2000s in La Liga, and to have him with us is fantastic, even for myself and all the other younger coaches that we have to learn from on a daily basis. So we'll have a coaches meeting this evening. I'm sure we'll review it, check if there's any as well. We've got a clean bill of health to choose from. You know, hopefully we haven't picked up any knocks or muscle injuries during this game, and I'm sure he'll pick a base from there.
From the back then, familiar trend for Malaga City. Lovely ball. That wet grass.
Vertical, just going to run out.
James couldn't quite get a foot to it. Kinnan gives it to Leighton White for the throw-in. Kinnan looking for some options. Choice, but to try and send it long. Done well to keep it. Shaladi trying to run onto this one. Good cover by Malaga.
Pressure from the front, even in the later stages.
Yeah, AJ Mystery there. Tracking back well for City. Morales putting some pressure on, as is James over on that left flank. Joel Green. Back to McKinnon. Trying to whip this one over the back. Might have fallen here for
Might just
Luke
hold
Nicklin.
up with the
Yeah,
lovely
that-
skill.
Done really well. Back inside. Oh,
Brandon Brooks.
might go to foot, did it? As if Morales might have been threaded through there, but offside given. Tough for all the players. They know the full-time whistle is coming. Both sides will still want a goal. City in the community, a consolation one. Malaga just to stamp their authority on this game. Only seen one goal in the second half. Tapped in by Alex Moody in the 83rd minute. McKinnon trying to send this one long.
Falling nicely.
What can they do from here? Dylan Frayne. Green. Need some options, don't they? Seem starved of numbers at times. McKinnon gives it a hoof. Tries to find White on the back post. Quite get there. It's rolled out for a throw-in. Tough for City in this game. Not been easy for them. Starved of ball, under pressure. But in reality, that comes down to a really strong defence from your boys in Malaga.
And I think it's a case of they have played close to their maximum today, especially in the first half. I think sort of say get the rub of the green sometimes. I think that's certainly been a case of that today. I didn't see the replay of the second penalty, but it did look a little bit soft. I don't know if you can shed any light on what you saw.
Yeah, probably a little bit soft, I think. But the first one was marginally on the edge of the. Well, they were both marginal, just on the inside the 18-yard line. But I think if the referee knew it was going to be 5-0, he might not have given it. Trust the referee's judgment, though. A lot closer than we are. He was had a decent position for both of them, to be fair.
He was on site very quickly, for sure.
Malaga doing a really good job at cleaning up defensively in this game. Snatch back.
Foul from Declan there. Youngest player in the squad for us. He's only 14, going to be 15 this year. So he's come over early from the New York area. And great to see him in with an under-19 side so young.
14 years of age.
Yep.
Just remind us, which number is that?
Number 11.
Number 11, 14. He is 14 years of age. My word. Doesn't look it, does it? Well, that is full time here at the Etihad campus. A tough day for the home side. Manchester City in the community, losing 5-0 to FC Malaga City. George, great game for you. Final few comments on your side's performance.
Absolutely over the moon, of course, and most of all for the boys. I'm sure it's been the start that we couldn't have dreamed of to the tour, and thanks so much to you guys for the fantastic work that you've done, and it's been really great to kind of be inside the nuts and bolts of how it all works.
Well, it's been great to cover this fixture for you, and wish FC Malaga City all the best on Monday against Norwich. But final word on a man of the match, hat-trick for Flavio Chirone, an amazing almost 50-metre strike for Angel Areola, and a fifth goal by Alex Moody. So your man of the match then, George.
Give me a very difficult one there to...
It's a tough one, very tough.
To
this is unofficial, of course, so nobody has to get the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, they're not old enough to drink it just yet. But I think I'm going to go out the left field a little bit. I think Flavio, obviously some fantastic finishing. He took the first one well from the error and 2 penalties. He's been sort of come out at the half time there. So I think I'm actually going to go with Mal Nichols. I thought he was consistent throughout. I thought he did the job, that he was asked to do, whatever was asked of him by Juan Carlos, and I think he was relentless to the end. It would have been nice to see him. Had a great shot here on the right hand side. Maybe could have got himself a goal, but I think we're gonna go with Mal on this one.
Well, that is it from the Etihad campus. Sitting in the community with a tough day. FC Malaga City with a great first win for their UK tour. Thanks for joining us on Cheers Mate Live. Until next time, good night.
Shot away, it's another super goal.
Welcome back, everybody, pitchside. England have won this one 22 points to 6. There's a little bit of an arm wrestle at the start, but England ran away with it in the end.
Champions, the London Monarchs. Winners of 2018. Well done, boys. Let's give it up. Go on, lads. Shot away, it's another super goal.